What's up guys, welcome to another one of my videos. This is a 2022 Wagoneer Series 3. I found this beautiful truck at Gettle Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in beautiful and sunny Punta Gorda, Florida. Can't believe it's Thanksgiving this week. So I'm here to bring it to you, take you on the tour of it. We're going to check out the exterior features, interior. We're going to get inside because there's a lot to play with on the interior of this vehicle. And finally, at the end of this video, I'm going to take you for a spin. So if you're ready, let's go. Well guys, before we start talking about this particular vehicle, let's talk a little bit Wagoneer. So Wagoneer is not a new name in Jeep's lineup. As a matter of fact, they had it from 1963 till about 1991 as a separate vehicle. And then it briefly reappeared and somewhere in the mid-90s as a badge for the Grand Cherokee and the Cherokee Jeeps. And then it's been dormant for about 30 years. Now for 2022, Stellantis, which is the mothership company of Jeep, decided to bring that name back in a big style, like big size-wise, premium, luxury and such. And they also decided not to advertise it with all the other Jeeps. Now when you look on the Jeep's website and you see all the vehicle lineup, you don't see Wagoneer as one of them. You have to scroll down to a separate portion of the website to even see the Wagoneer, and that makes it a little bit more premium and a little bit more exclusive. So for people that can afford that Wagoneer, they gotta also be treated a little bit different. So let's take a look at the front of this vehicle, and especially at this lettering that's spelled Wagoneer right in front on top of this hood. Now while a lot of manufacturers do it, this is the first one that I see that the letters are actually not inlaid in the paint but are on top of it. And I certainly hope that they used some strong glue, because after a car wash that Wagoneer may become a Wagoner or maybe even a Wiener if it's a more creative car wash. But nevertheless, love the font, love that this is the polished aluminum. It's not shiny, it's very nice, it's very elegant, and it's very classy. And then we move down to the lights. Again, it is completely different than anything else that you've seen. Now these are the Jeep Performance LED, because this is the Series 3 vehicle, which is the most luxurious and the fully loaded out of the Wagoneers. Now I said Wagoneers because there's also a Grand Wagoneer, which is not going to be a part of this video, but let's just get this out of the way. The Wagoneer and the Grand Wagoneer are the same size. So what does the Grand means in the Grand Wagoneer? It doesn't mean bigger, but it means more premium, more luxurious, and the bigger is the engine on it, which we're going to get to in just a little bit. So we're going to do a Grand Wagoneer in a separate video. I hope they're going to get one soon, because they don't have it at the time of this filming, but once they get it, I'm be sure to share this with you guys as well. So let's take a look. Fully LED lights. I like how they sit. I like how they're encased in this polished aluminum trim. Typical Jeep Jeep grille. You have those 7 vertical slots in here, and they're nicely, again, this is that polished aluminum trim. Now in the middle you have the camera with a little camera washer, which is pretty cool. So that opens up, if the camera gets dirty you can spray it and that washes it out as well. Now there's also a set of fog lights right here, and then the bottom portion of the grille is finished with this shiny black plastic, and then the very bottom of it, even though this is plastic, it looks like simulated skid plates on this vehicle. By the way, you can see how tall it sits. This one is equipped with this optional air suspension that raises this vehicle an additional 3.6 inches off the ground for a better ground clearance on that. So let's pop this open and let's see what hides underneath this hood. Well guys, before we look at the engine itself, let's take a look at this plate right here, because that's different. It spells Wagoneer. It says design in Auburn Hills, Michigan, built in Warren, Michigan, born in America. So definitely want to make sure that everybody knows this is an American built vehicle. I love it actually. V8, 5.7 liter V8, that's what's underneath the hood. That is a mild hybrid vehicle. It says the e-torque right on this little box right here. That's a 48 volt system, and totally producing 392 horsepower. Now it is mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. Not the fastest thing out there, but considering the weight, over 7,000 pounds, this engine can push this vehicle 6.7 seconds 0 to 60. Now it also has one of the best in class towing capacity, rated at 10,000 pounds. Now this particular one is at 4x4, so that's pretty cool. Also love the hydraulic struts on both sides, and that makes a huge difference. You don't have to worry about putting that prop stick in here. Well guys, honestly, what do you think about this vehicle when looking at it from the side? Do you like it or you don't like it? Now this is probably, this angle right here from the side, it's probably my least favorite one, and I'll tell you why in just a little bit. But I want to point out something. I'm sitting inside of this vehicle because I want to show you how this vehicle can raise and lower itself. This gives you an extra about 3.6 inches of ground clearance when this vehicle is sitting tall like this. And when you go in the sport mode, the vehicle drops down for a better aerodynamics, for less drag, if you will. So this is the lowest setting, as you can see right now. So this is quite a bit. Well, let's get out of here and then I'll show you what else is cool about this. Well, I didn't use the running boards, although I could have, but at the lowest settings it's not really that high coming off of this truck. So one of the things that you can see, power running boards, really nice, really thick, really sturdy. I like that feature, and look how they disappear completely. You wouldn't even know that they're here if I didn't show you that. Right? So what else is here? 22-inch wheels on this particular one. Really nice shape of the wheels. 285 is the width of this tire. 45 is the height, so it's not a very high tire. Doesn't have a lot of meat on it, but also this vehicle, it is a vehicle that can get you in and out of snow, maybe a slight off-road, but as far in Jeep terms, it is not trail rated. So I wouldn't go on overlanding adventures with this Jeep. Well, mostly because of how long this is, and also the departure and approach angles might not be that good. Plus you wouldn't want to mess up those beautiful bumpers in here. Well, as far as the length, since I already mentioned, that's about 215 inches long. So if you look at, let's say, a Cadillac Escalade, the short one's going to be about 205, the long ones are going to be about 225. So this one sits right in the middle of it, and it doesn't have any longer or shorter version. This is it. This is the one size fits all. Okay, what else? Nice big fenders. I like how those this cladding around the fenders, around the wheels, is not matte, kind of gives that extra luxurious look. And also one interesting thing to mention, when you look on the side of this vehicle, on the wheels it doesn't say Jeep, it says Wagoneer. On the side it doesn't say Jeep, it says Wagoneer. It also has the American flag proudly displayed right next to the Wagoneer logo on here. The only place on this Jeep where you can see the Jeep brand name is right underneath the mirror, in the headlight and in the tail light, and I'll give you a close-up on all three of them. Of course, it's equipped with the keyless entry system, the smart entry system. You don't have to take the key out of your pocket, lock it or unlock it. If you stick your hand inside of it, doors unlock, and if you put your hand on top of it, it locks it. Nice big mirror. Okay, this is the two-part mirror where you have the wide angle and also has the blind spot assist built in here. You do see the camera right on here and the turn signal. Now this is the portion that I initially had a lot of trouble with adjusting, but the more I look at it, I'm getting used to this kind of awkward look of this vehicle, but I know why they did it. Now if you look, the size of those windows is massive, including the third row window. Now the passenger in the third seat is not an afterthought in this vehicle, and it's got the regular size window. I'm going to jump inside of it and see of how much room there is, but I can already tell you there's a lot of it. So one of the other angles that I don't particularly like at first is this one, and I'm still kind of getting used to it. Normally what you see in a lot of the vehicles, even the big ones, you can see some kind of a gate spoiler, which you don't see on this one. It's pretty much straight down. It's got this huge window in the back. Wagoneer spelled out right in here, same font but different, much bigger, much thicker lettering. We're not going to do the glue joke again, but I hope it's nice and solid. I like how the lights wrap around from the side into the back gate on it, and I also like how they're enclosed in this clear plastic, even though the LED, fully LED lights in the back. Now you can see a lot of you can see the camera right here. You can see also a bunch of sensors, so you know this is going to have a lot of technology that is built in here. Overall, it's pretty stylish. It's pretty modern design. And if you scroll down here, you can see that it's a reverse light. Okay, you don't see any exhaust, and this tow hitch is covered right here. Now I mentioned that also it's got one of the best towing capacities in its class, rated at 10,000 pounds. So what do you see right here? It says Quadra-Trek. This is a 4x4 vehicle, and this one says Series 3, so that just tells you which series it is, and all that means is of how well equipped this vehicle is. So they go Series 1, Series 2, and Series 3. This is obviously the most equipped one. And let's pop this open and let's see how much room we have. Okay, let's move up here. So you can see it's got a little bit less room than like the Escalade ESV, which is the extended version, but more than the regular one, so this makes sense. It's about 10 inches longer than the regular one. But you also see you have a regular power outlet in the back, and then you have the ability to fold down the seats, both the third row seat, and that basically gives you this much room, quite a bit, and then you can also fold down the second row seats. Not sure why it's not working. Okay, this one's working and this one's working. Okay, so now the total cargo capacity, check this out, it's huge. This vehicle is really nice and big. One of the things that I probably won't be able to show you, but I'm going to show it to you from here, is the amenities for the third row seats. Well, first of all, you have your regular USB-C, so you never run out of charge, even if you're a passenger in the third row seat. And then you can move the seats back and forth. You can see the arrows front and back, so you have the ability to control your seats as well. Now, do we have a spare tire? It's actually underneath the vehicle. Oh, and this one, look at this. This one has a crossbars for, this one has the crossbars, and underneath here, okay, so this is your jack to lift it up, although most people probably just call AAA or something like this. Well guys, I gotta tell you, there's no shortage of room in the back here. Now I have this front seat adjusted to my regular driving position. I was able to actually recline this quite a bit, so if you're tired, you need to take a little bit of rest, this one can definitely do that. Now this is the 7-seater configuration, so you have 2 captain chairs in the middle, and then of course the bench in the back. And it's pretty cool because the seat can be adjusted. Yeah, I can actually go a little bit further and have even more room, but then I'll be sacrificing a little bit from the back. So all right, let's set it up. This is pretty comfortable in here. Well, I'm going to show you this interior, and then I'm going to jump in the third row seat to see how much room it has. I'm not going to move this seat anymore. Okay, we're going to start with the door, and I like how this door is outfitted. Okay, overall it looks pretty good, and it does have this leather wrapped armrest in here. It does have this pretty cool, it is a shiny wood trim. Not sure if I like that shiny part, but okay, a lot of people have different tastes. Okay, aluminum looking door handle and this shiny speaker cover. Now, as far as speakers, this particular one is equipped with this optional Macintosh stereo with 19 speakers, and I gotta tell you, it sounds pretty cool, even though I am not a big audiophile. Okay, what else is worth pointing out in here is the sunshade and the second row seat, and then you have Napa leather. You do have different kind of leather on the Grand Wagoneer, which is even more luxurious, but I like the way that this is designed, and I like the way that it's stitched up in here as well. Let's take a look at the console before I move to the third row seat. Let's check it out. Let's see this console right here, where first of all you can see that you can control your temperature right here. So this is a temperature for the back passengers. You can also temperature fan speed as well as the fans that the air is coming out of, and this is, it's got some heated seats in the back as well. Okay, if you wanted to put your phone in here, there's a little storage compartment right there. You have your regular household outlet, 2 USB-C, 2 USB ports, and the regular 12-volt outlet right there. Cup holders right in the middle. You can see that this console looks awfully similar to the Ram 1500, and that's because I gotta tell you, this vehicle is based on the 1500 series Ram as far as its chassis. So, well guys, I gotta tell you, I got in the third row seat and there's tons of room. You can have a party right here, plenty of shoulder room. You can fit 3 people in here comfortably. You have your own cup holders. I showed you it's got some USB ports, and you can also, okay, recline the seat as well, so it goes up and down. Okay, this is for your recliner. If you wanted to get out, this is a one push button. Okay, see what happens, the seat moves forward. You really have an easy exit out of this vehicle, and then you have your own sunroof. There you go. Now this is fixed. The one above the camera, that's the one that opens. That's a panoramic sunroof. And this one, if you wanted to have more light from here, which there's plenty of, part of that is due to these huge windows that are absolutely making a huge difference on the interior of this vehicle. It adds so much volume. It feels bigger than it is. I really like it. Plus this panel right here, if you wanted to have even more room, there you go, there it is. And then let's see where the magic happens. All right guys, as always, let's do a sound check on this vehicle, on these doors. Okay, it's pretty good, nice and solid door. It feels heavy when you open it, so it's not a light door. And then the same trim as we've seen on the back, so we're not going to go through all of that. The only difference, you have 2 memory seat settings in here, and then of course your window controls and mirror controls, etc. Okay, 12-way power adjusted seat. You do have the front, back, lumbar support, etc. And then you have right here, this is a pretty cool feature, especially for shorter people. This adjusts your pedals. It can go move in front and back to your desired height. And then all you have here is your lights, and then your dimmer for the interior lights as well as for the instrument cluster. And then you have your parking brake. This is the electronic parking brake. Now, before we jump inside of here, I'm going to show you the seat, because I won't be able to show you that while sitting on it. Nicely profiled. I love the way that the seat feels, and the leather seems like it's a very nice and high quality materials on here. So let's take a look at this interior. Absolutely love the dashboard. Okay, it is leather wrapped. It's very nice, very stylish. Okay, it does have this different trim in the front. There's where the speakers are. This is where your head-up display is. And then the steering wheel, okay, it says Wagoneer on it, so it doesn't say Jeep, it says Wagoneer. It's a flat bottom steering wheel. It's nicely leather wrapped contrast stitching right here, and then a bunch of buttons on here. But in order to see what they do, we need to turn this vehicle on, so that's where you do it. See, nice placement for this start stop button. See what we have here, Wagoneer, and then you have a fully digital 10.25 inch instrument cluster. Really nice. And let's start with this one. So these buttons right here, when I press OK, what happens? It goes through the menu options, main menu, hold OK for analog, so you can actually customize it and have this type of display, or hold OK for digital, or have this type of display. So it's up to you, whatever you want. And then we can go through the vehicle info right here, and it moves that. You can see it moves those to the side, so you can see the vehicle info in the middle. Map display is loading, please wait. I like this. You can have the navigation that's basically just displayed inside of here. And this is your off-road pages, so you can have your pitch and roll. Vehicle dynamics, again, different angles. Terrain status, okay, this is what that tells you of what mode you're in. So snow, it tells you slippery conditions. Okay, you can switch it to auto, automatic full-time four-wheel drive, adapts to road conditions. Sport will lower this vehicle. See, it says lowering right now, and I can feel the vehicle moving. And then we can go to sand and mud. Traction control is off in this mode. And off-road 1, height and shift to enter, rock, shift to four-wheel drive low, which we're not going to do right now, but that's basically your drive modes that are available in here. All right, so what else do we have in this instrument cluster? Audio system, obviously Macintosh stereo, 19 speakers, very nice. Messages, no stored messages, and settings. You can do enter screen setup. Oh, look at this, current gear. This is an upper right, which you can have outside temperature, time. Oh, fully customized. I like that. Average economy, current economy, trip A. Ooh, time, let's just leave it there. And you can customize upper left, upper right, defaults, favorite menus, odometer, okay, show or hide. Wow, I haven't seen that in any other Jeep, which is pretty cool. So, I mean, if you like customization, you can set this up if you like to. But guess what? If you mess something out, let's go to defaults. Boom, restore. Okay, it goes back to the factory settings. So, I mean, you can't really screw anything up, really. Okay, what else do we have here? This one is you have different pages right here. We can set this up. Okay, off-road, etc. And then, of course, you have your Bluetooth for your phone. And then on the right hand side you have your adaptive cruise control that you can select the distance between you and the car in front of you. Okay, well, let's move on to the main screen right here. Really liking it. Okay, so for some of you this might look familiar because it is an Android Auto. It is wireless Android Auto. It was a breeze to connect. 1, 2, 3, it's done. Okay, so for those of you that like to use Android Auto or Apple CarPlay wireless, really nice. But I like the colors of it. Look at the contrast on this screen. Absolutely amazing. Go back to the main screen. Now this is how your Jeep menu looks like. So you have your own navigation with this one, and then you can have a bunch of information on top. You can have your temperature controls, okay? So you can actually select it like this. You can have your ventilated or heated seats, steering wheel, passenger seat, etc. That's right with touch of the button. If you don't want to use the one on the screen, there you go. You press this one, you can make it a full screen if you'd like to, as far as the navigation, and then you go back. You can make this a full screen if you'd like to. So whatever you touch, it goes into a full screen mode. So absolutely love the sound of this Macintosh stereo. Unfortunately, I can't present it to you because I'm gonna get hit for copyright issues. And what else do we have here? Media, so your comfort settings. All right, so this is front defrost, heat ventilated, navigation, Android Auto, vehicle settings, mirror dimmer, second row headrest fold. That was quick. Third row headrest fold. Oh, that gives you so much more visibility, really. Passenger screen on. This is pretty cool. I'm going to show you that. Passenger screen power off. We're going to leave it on. Power side step, surround camera. Let's open this up. So this is what you have, surround view camera. I gotta tell you, really nice quality. Check this out, guys. You can see these palm trees. You can almost see like individual leaves on them. And then, okay, you have the rear cross path view, so wide angle, front cross path view, front view, and then the rear view camera from the top. Okay, and then you can make it zoom in or zoom out. And here's your 360. Now if you look right now, I'm not in reverse, but when I put it in reverse, it's gonna give you the trajectory lines. Although I would like to see the front trajectory lines. Oh, I see them, they're here. Good, great job. So they're here. Nice rear view camera. I really dig it. Okay, a nice quality screen in here too. So all right, let's go back to the main menu and different apps. So you have the Alexa. Oh, this is the first Alexa enabled. That would be my son's favorite one. By the way, you can have your Fire TV on the screen in the passenger side. I'm going to move over to the passenger seat just a little bit so I can show you the screen. But before we do that, let's go through all of the other options that we have. Look, again, this is leather wrapped, nicely stitched. I really dig it. Okay, this opens up. You have your wireless charging right inside of here. Now on the Grand Wagoneer, on the high-end series, this is a screen as well, not on this one. Okay, and then your buttons. Now this is a little bit weird because when you push this button, it gives you the feedback, gives you like a little vibration feedback, and you can do the mute. Okay, automatic engine start stop off, lane keep assist, traction control. Now this is your parking assist on. Okay, it is equipped with this, so it's going to help you maneuver this vehicle into a parking spot. Okay, I'm going to turn that off. Parking sensors off. Okay, tow haul on. Okay, it's turning this on, so that basically adjusts different settings. Oh yeah, so that's what it did. It actually increased the ground clearance. And we're going to turn this screen on the side. I can't see anything from here, but this is what it's made for. The passenger only can see what's on this screen. I can't see it. That's why I'm going to have to move and actually go there. So this is where I changed all of those driving modes. Now you can see I'm going to leave it in auto for now. And if you want to put it in the four-wheel drive low, this is the button for here. Hill descent assist. And then this is your neutral button. Oh, this is weird. Is it? I don't even know what this is. If somebody knows what this is, let me know. Okay, so this is your gear shifter. Okay. And then we have cup holders, phone holder. And like I said, this looks very similar to the Ram. And you have an additional USB-C and a USB port in here. And a large storage. Now this is deep. You can fit a lot of stuff in here. All right, I'm gonna jump in the passenger seat. All right, guys, so this is what the passenger screen looks like. All right, it's nice, it's bright. It's got a few options in here. So it has a home audio. Okay, source not available while driver is listening to USB Bluetooth. Okay, so driver still has control, but there's your different options: auxiliary cable, Bluetooth, USB 1, USB 2, live radio. Okay, video. This is pretty cool. What do we have in here? Okay, USB 1 and USB 2. Now, I know in some other models you actually have the ability to have your Fire TV. That might be on Grand Wagoneers. I don't see that option in here. And here's your HDMI. That's also if you want to connect something via the HDMI cable in here. Okay, and the HDMI, by the way, where's it plug in? Okay, it says HDMI passenger. Can you see it from here? HDMI passenger. So that's where you would plug it in, right there, to view it on your own personal viewing device. Okay, screen off, power off, wireless headphones. Okay, mute. And here's your messages. There's no messages, clear all. So this one is a fairly simple one. This is not what I thought it would be. I guess that Grand Wagoneer might have the controls of the navigation, the controls of the back screens, which this one doesn't have back screens, etc. But still a very, very nice feature. Well, let me take control of this vehicle, and we're going to take this for a spin. And one thing we didn't talk about is the key to this vehicle. And I gotta tell you, this is a new Jeep style key, but again, it doesn't say Jeep, it does say Wagoneer on it. And what do you have? Lock on, lock, remote start. Then you have the you can actually lower this vehicle by hitting this button twice, and then you can open the gate by hitting this button twice, and then there's your panic button. That's the key of it. It's a pretty cool setup. Okay, guys, I hope you're ready to take it for a spin. That's what we're gonna do right now. Before we do that, really quick, I'm not gonna go into details of what each series brings to the table. You go to jeep.com, right? And if you look at the vehicles, you will not find the Wagoneer, okay? So this is the current vehicle lineup. You actually have to scroll down, and right at the bottom of it, it says the return of American Premium, and it says Explore Wagoneer. And this one basically takes you to a completely different portion of the website, and it says vehicles, Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer. So the Wagoneer, it says it starts at $69,440, so right under $70,000 is the base one. And then if you build your Wagoneer, you have the different options. So you have Series 2 and Series 3. Series 1 is not even available on that. You have the 4x4 or 4x2. The one that we're in, the Series 3, it's 4x4, starting MSRP $76,845. The one that I'm sitting in right now, it's just shy of $89,000. It's $88,920, and that's because it has some features on it that are optional. I'm going to list all of them in the description of this video. One other thing that I didn't tell you about is the gas mileage, okay? Because it is a large vehicle, over 7,000 pounds. 17 is the average miles per gallon, and 15 in the city, 20 in the express, which is actually not horrible considering the size of this vehicle. But I'm pretty sure that at some point we might see the 4xe version of it, or something more electrified and a little bit more gas efficient. I'm gonna go off to their back lot, which is not a typical off-road, but it is more of a gravel lot. We're gonna enter that in and just hit a few bumps and see how this air suspension handles it. All right, so there's a few bumps right here. There you go. There's a couple more. Actually, it's surprisingly well. It is stiff, but you can feel that it is definitely the air suspension that kicks in. That's hydraulic suspension makes it very, very comfortable ride. Let's actually turn this around and let's see how tight the turning is. It's pretty good for a 215 inches long vehicle. So definitely this is mostly the off-roading that people are gonna do with this vehicle, is maybe hit a few potholes or maybe go camping. You know, definitely I wouldn't recommend to go any serious off-roading, although with probably the right modifications it can do better than most of the people think. So we're gonna go and take it on the road. check out the quick acceleration, see how the overall feel of this vehicle is, see if there's any body roll abnormalities, and check it out. Great visibility. Okay, now I know why they did those windows such big in the back, just because you can see every single thing. So far it's hard for me to find things to complain about. Now on the exterior though, I gotta tell you, while it looks really nice, I've noticed a few pieces of trim were kind of misaligned. I don't know if they were because they were rushing it to get it out in the market, but you know, if that's the only thing that I would complain about, that's not bad. So far everything else works on the vehicle. Love the screens, love all the electronics of it, love the overall feel of this Wagoneer. It definitely feels premium, so that there's no question about it. And it drives really nice. Matter of fact, I think it drives, if I were to risk it with this particular model versus the Cadillac that I've driven, it drives better than the Cadillac Escalade. We're gonna check out the acceleration after I turn around and hit a little bit of an open road and see how that acceleration is. But overall, like the way that you sit in it, the way that you feel, and the way that this vehicle surrounds you definitely makes a big difference. Although that braking, okay, I thought I was gonna brake faster. Okay, I hit the brake and I probably missed the spot that I thought was gonna stop by a few feet. So I'm not sure what the braking is in this vehicle, but it might be a little bit something to get adjusted to. So keep that in mind when you're looking at the vehicle like this. I'm gonna put it in sport mode for this next acceleration, because I can't wait to get my hands on the Grand Wagoneer when they can't come out. I was told that it's going to be sometime next month when they're going to have one available for me to test drive, so hopefully I'll be able to get that maybe before Christmas and put it on my channel as well. If you have any suggestions of what else would you like to see on this channel, please don't hesitate, put it in the comment section. I do read every single comment and I try to respond to every single one of them too. So let's accelerate. You know what, there's nobody behind us, so I'm gonna stop in here, which is probably not the smartest thing, and then I'm gonna accelerate from the stop. Okay, let's go. It actually goes pretty good. That's exactly 0 to 60, and I like it. It sounded good too. Didn't struggle at all. Definitely have some similar characteristics to the Ram 1500 when you drive it, and I like that because I really like that 1500 series Ram when I test driven it. Certainly encourage you to go to a dealership. Hopefully they have it, and have you test drive it if you're looking for a vehicle like this. This one is available at Gettle Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Punta Gorda, Florida. Now we're a couple days before Thanksgiving, so if you're out this way and if you're looking for it, it's about, like I said, MSRP on it is about $88, $9, $20, and there's a few added options on it. But check them guys out. Put a link to their website in the description of this video. Well guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for being part of Matt the Car Guy family. If you haven't already, but you made it that far in this video, if you haven't subscribed, hit that little subscribe button. It means a lot to me. Hit that little hands up button. I will see you in my next video. Cheers.